Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick and Ryan Gerdes. Now, Justin,
Happy St. Patty's Day. Let's start it off with Happy St. Patty's Day.
I was leading into that.
Oh,
why can't you just...
You were getting all serious on us.
I mean, he started it off.
Can you just keep your mouth shut? Do you want to start hosting? Do you want to start
Then there was a joke
point?
coming. That's what was...
Yeah, there was. So now it's like it's not the point. So, but what I was going to say, I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line, Justin, you and I did get the memo. And we completely ignored it.
We did get the memo.
And Ryan's the only one that wore green. So,
Good job, buddy.
And it's funny because this is his holiday. He hates Christmas. Mm-hmm. This is you, buddy. This holiday was designed for you.
This is basically St. Ryan's Day.
This is everybody's Irish on St. Patty's Day.
For sure.
Yeah.
Except my wife.
So we went to Ireland, 25 years ago or something like that. And we went and stayed with somebody who was like a distant relative of Christine's. And she said, I want to make you a good Irish meal for you and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay. She's like, what do you want? And we're like, corned beef and cabbage. Corned what? I'm like, corned beef and cabbage.
Right.
They don't even know what the hell corned beef is there. Did
It's
you know
so
that?
funny. No, I did not
It's an
know
Irish-American
that.
thing. And so basically she's like, how about I make you a lasagna? And we just came from Italy.
With corned beef in it, right?
It was the best damn lasagna I'd ever had because like everything is like locally sourced, and so they go from the butcher to the baker and everybody, and like everything is a la carte. You don't just walk into a supermarket there. I guess you can in Dublin, but we were in Roscommon, so it was
cool.
It was a hell of an experience. So if you don't know,
Now you know.
now you know.
Yeah,
corned beef is an Irish American.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out to Chompy's tonight because if I make corned beef at home, corned beef and cabbage, I'll be the only one eating it, and that's a lot of work if you're just the only one eating it. So I told my wife I'll make you a deal. You don't have to eat corned beef. I won't make it, but we're going to Chompy's.
Yeah, we're doing a 17-pound pastrami. I was like, I'm not going to do the corned beef. I'm just going to make pastrami. I like pastrami better. I don't know about you guys. So
That thing looked way bigger than 17 pounds.
that was a smaller cooler. So, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
I guess I probably shouldn't make the metaphor that I want to make right now.
I'm keeping my mouth shut right here, dude. I'm just so every once in a while when I say you're welcome, I'm saying you're welcome for what I just did not say.
Yeah.
All the listeners are welcome for none of us saying exactly what we were wanting to say. So anyhow,
All right. Well, anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. You're going to want to text the word. How about spike to 623 AZ RECON? That's spike to 623 AZ RECON. It's not a mystery that there's been an uptick in activity in the real estate market, and I would think that would be nationwide. We're seeing a lot more inventory. We're seeing a lot more contracts, but I would say seller beware, because what we're also seeing is a lot of cancellations. So people put an offer on a home. There's a meeting of the minds on the contract. Next thing you know, we're in escrow, and we're seeing a high level of cancellations. And so nationally, 1 in 7 pending home sales fell through in January, marking the highest cancellation rate for this time of year on record. Now, keep in mind, a lot of that is in the southeastern portion of the United States, but just last month, in the week of February 16th, Ryan, in our market here, we saw about 329 homes falling out of escrow. What does that mean to sellers when we are now having discussions with them? And feel free to comment just on the numbers and what those numbers mean to you.
Of course, yeah. So we see things like this at certain times in the market. We saw it last time when we had zero inventory and super high demand because people were just throwing mud at the wall to see what stuck. They would just throw a bunch of different offers out there, 10, 12 different offers out there to see if one would stick. And then one would stick, and then a couple days later, they'd get a phone call back saying, hey, that one that you didn't win, well, that one fell out. And so then they'd drop the one that they had already won and then pick up the other one. So it's for different purposes now. It's because we're seeing so much more inventory, and we are seeing a little bit more demand, but it's because they have so many different options. They're going to go find something that they thought that they loved, and then the very next day, something else comes on the market that they love even more that costs $10,000 less, $50,000 less, and so they abandon ship, and so it's something that I think we're going to see more of throughout this year. I think that the people that were on the fence with low interest rates that were holding off on selling their home are finally saying, you know what, we're making the move, and we're going to put the home up on the market no matter what. And so while those numbers kind of do surprise me, they're at the 14%, 15% numbers as far as attrition goes. I'm not surprised to see them in double digits. So I think as far as sellers, if you are wanting to sell your home, don't make your problem the buyer's problem. That's really what I see most commonly happen. They say, "Oh, well, I paid this for that, so therefore the buyer should pay that for this," or we're living here, and so it's going to disrupt life too much for us to take the dog for a walk. That's not the buyer's problem. That's your problem. Fix it.
Well, I think it's also pricing too, because we have a team member who had a client, had the listing. I mean, within that first weekend, got a full price offer, and we're telling the client, hey, you need to jump on this. And they're like, well, if I got a full price offer this quickly, I think I'm going to take this out for a spin a little bit longer and see if I can get more money. And now that house has just been sitting and sitting and sitting, right? Take what you can get. And also don't make your problems my problems. With the increase in inventory, you can't get too stubborn on the repair items and the certain things that buyers are requesting, because there are other properties out there.
That's a great point, man. Yeah, I mean, there's only a handful of things that we can control as a seller, right? We can't control who walks in the door. We can't control what the personality is on the other. We can't control what interest rates are going to do, but you can control pricing. You can control what your behavior is. You can control all those, showability and availability. I mean, those are things that we can control. So take that into account before you put a for sale sign out in your front yard, because it's going to be a little bit more competitive than it was a few years ago when you'd put it on the market, get 30 offers, $50,000 above list price. Mm-hmm. Gone are the days. So just understand that you're going to be in a little bit more of a competitive marketplace, and we're probably going to see that here for at least the next couple of years before we see some major uptick or start seeing more of a seller's market.
Well, it's a great article, and if you'd like to get a copy of this article, or more importantly, have a discussion about the value of your home and our strategies when it comes down to selling a home for the most amount of money in the quickest amount of time, go ahead and text the word SPIKE to 623-AZ-RECON. That's SPIKE to 623-AZ-RECON. Justin, this article mentioned 4 of the factors contributing to the spike in cancellations. The fourth one, and this makes sense because these large numbers have to do with the southeastern part of the U.S., and the fourth one doesn't necessarily relate to the Phoenix market, but regional insurance and disaster concerns. It's a big one for other parts of the country. California is going to see a major impact, but for us here, it's an increased supply and buyers' options. We're seeing a spike in the amount of available properties on the market, economic uncertainty, and mortgage rates and affordability. You have a discussion with a buyer, and these are your rates, and this is the program. And then how often is it that when rubber meets the road, we get under a contract, and maybe they got into the house for $10,000 more than what they originally thought, and then they're looking at that sticker price?
I mean, that doesn't happen very often, and especially when we're in a falling rate market. So that's been, for 2025, the mortgage rates and affordability haven't been an issue from the time that we're issuing pre-qualifications. Now, regional insurance, I mean, we still have the issues up in the White Mountains, up north.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, and so a lot of these guys, we're pre-qualifying them, and then we're finding out homeowners insurance premium is $5,000 a year, $6,000 a year, when we're guesstimating even high being somewhere around $2,400. So those premiums can play a role, but it doesn't happen very often. This year, I would say in the last 2 weeks, economic uncertainty has been a question that's arose probably in 80% of the files. But we have such an incredible market out here. It's really easy to combat it. And I'm not trying to combat it. I'm just trying to lay out what I know. And with the chip factories coming here, all the 160 extra $1 billion that are put into the other 3 locations and all the other industry that's going to come out here from that flow, it's like, why the writing is on the road. This is the place to buy right now, whether you're looking to buy a primary home or investment properties. This is the place to buy. We're going to see. I feel like within the next 10 years, we're going to see so much appreciation, well above the U.S. average. It's easy for me to tell people that. Now with mortgage rates, I'm saying it's the same dang cheesy line, date the rate, marry the home. But with our current presidency in office, their main goal is to lower mortgage rates. They're already accomplishing it. It's been 50 days, and we're seeing 0.5% lower in the interest rates. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like it's okay to say that, and I feel like we're going to beat the forecast on the rates.
So I'm wondering, today being St. Patty's Day, whether you've already hit the bottle, or is it normal for you just to create your own new slogans? The writing is on the road. I haven't heard that one.
I should have said wall.
I'm just
Take it first.
Jeez. Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's St. Patty's Day. I started drinking early,
Get it in.
You start these at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the
All right.
afternoon.
Well, if you are thinking about selling your home, or your house is on the market and it is just sitting there and you're wondering why, and you want a professional opinion, would love to have a conversation with you. All you got to do is text the word SPIKE to 623 AZ RECON. That's SPIKE to 623 AZ RECON.
The writing is on the road.